Welcome back to the Super Sports Arena special. The Clipper Around the World Yacht Race offers ordinary citizens a chance to do something extraordinary, and that is to be a part of a race crew on a boat that's racing around the world. It's taking place right now, and Charlie Rizzo-Gill reports on the Singaporeans who are taking part in this year's race.
The Clipper is the only yacht race in the world where taxi drivers rub shoulders with chief executives, vicars mix with housewives, and students work alongside bankers. It's an experience that will change people's lives, and for a group of Singaporeans, it's doing just that.
I find it's really fun because every time I go out sailing, there's something new that will happen. Maybe there's a strong gust of wind, or even mini squalls of tornadoes when a plane lands and the wind clashes with each other. It's just something new each time, and it just doesn't get boring.
Clipper Ventures owns the fleet of identical yachts and provides qualified skippers to lead each team. A crew member can sign up for a whole race or for one or more legs. The race is run every 2 years, and there's a lot of Singaporeans who have taken part.
It is a tough race, you know. It's a tough living on the boat, and you're heeling over most of the time. It takes forever to do anything because the boat is always heeling. Yes, it's not cozy, it's wet, it's damp, and it's tiring. Yeah, a lot of physical work to do the sails and all.
Truly have been a wonderful experience, a really unique experience, and if people ask me, do you regret it, or if you're given a chance, would you do it again? I will say I will not trade anything for it, I will do it again.
This year's race began in London on September the 1st and was the start of over 15 stages. So far, the fleet is just a few days off reaching Sydney to complete Stage 5 of the race. The dangers involved in open water sailing are part of the adventure for the amateur crews taking part from all over the world, including Bean Lian Seat, a nurse from Singapore, who joined the mission performance boat in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
I just thought that I will make my medical skills to be useful on board and learn about how to take care of when things happen in the ocean and we are far away from rescue. What do we do?
It was on Stage 5, 2 days out of Cape Town, that Bea's skills as a nurse were really tested. In rough seas, fellow crew member David Griffin badly injured his leg while changing sails after a big wave struck Mission Performance.
I was down on one knee, a small wave came over the bow and just knocked me over so that I sat down onto my leg, and a second wave that was much heavier hit me square in the back, and the cleat was already pressing against my leg, and there was just a pressure point of my weight and the weight of the wave on that cleat, and it just went straight through my leg. So pretty unfortunate set of circumstances, I think.
So the next wave crashed again immediately, so he was pushed against the cleat. So the cleat went through the lower limb.
From what we can see, it went under the bone. But fortunately just through the muscles there, through the flesh there.
Well, immediately is to get his wet clothes off and to have a look at the injury and what the injury involved. So we got him in warm clothes and then assess the injury and how he's feeling, and to get an idea of what happened so that we know from the injury if there's a possible fracture. So then clean up the wound and bandage it up.
So B was there. B was our medic on board, and fortunately she was on the mother watch, so we didn't need anyone else to come off the watch to treat me. So she was able to get on it straight away and lift the leg up, get some pressure on it, and start assessing the situation.
That was the immediate treatment, and we make the call to the office and to the practice and get some advice on whether where and how we should get him to the nearest hospital.
Matt Mitchell, the youngest skipper in the race, immediately turned his Mission Performance boat back to Cape Town to get medical help for David.
From the time the decision was made, the crew, they sailed 70 miles, 60 knots of breeze through 5-metre seas to drop me to safety.
When Mission Performance finished Stage 5 of the race in Albany, Australia, David was on hand to meet the crew and thank them for their sacrifice.
The atmosphere and energy he brought to the boat was sorely missed, but we decided to do it for Dave and race hard. So.
It's so good to see him, so quickly and looking just great. It's just wonderful that he's recovered so well.
Bean Lian's seat left the Mission Performance crew at Albany and is now back in Singapore. On January the 11th, a new crew will join the boat in Brisbane for the run-up to Singapore. Amongst them will be a healthcare executive called Kong Chia.
So for Brisbane to Singapore, it's quite an interesting lake because it's kind of where we are near the equator, and it's kind of where we have the doldrums. So there's no wind. It can be a frustrating time. It's going to be challenging as well because we're going to cut through around Indonesia and all the islands. So it's going to be a bit tricky because in ocean crossings you don't have to worry about like land and smashing yourself into land. But in the Southeast Asia regions, there could be land plotted on the charts, but they might not be plotted accurately. As a crew, we have different responsibilities that we have to do. So for myself, I'll be responsible for things like the sail changes, the reefing in of sail, the tuning sail trim in that sense. We'll be also responsible to helm the boat based on a shift system as well to sail the best course.
The final leg of Kong Chia To's journey is from Qingdao to San Francisco.
Qingdao sailing across the Pacific Ocean to San Francisco, and that's going to take about a month of sailing. It's going to be quite vicious because it's one massive ocean. Trying to steer and navigate a boat across a big ocean where the waves are just going up and down, that's going to be scary yet fun and exciting at the same time.
Ultimately, there is the fear factor. Kong Chia is philosophical about this.
I feel that personally, this itself is a challenge where you with 19 strangers at this point, they're going to be friends. 19 strangers are going to battle through Mother Nature. You're going to go from a country to another country on a boat without the comforts of life. So I feel that this is something that will build up my character. It's going to build up my tolerance, endurance. It's going to build up my communication skills with different from people, different cultures. I feel that the culture in Singapore for sailing is getting stronger. If not, it's strong and not getting stronger for now. In terms of representing the country, it's a good feeling to tell people that I'm from Singapore, and you put it on the map because it's a small country sandwiched in the whole of Asia, but people know where it is, and it helps when the clipper boats note it and they actually come to Singapore as a stopover port as well. So I feel, in a sense, that's one of the reasons why I felt personally important to participate from Brisbane to Singapore, because it's kind of like a homecoming to me race as well.
For all the Singaporeans involved in the Clip Around the World race, past and present, it's been the ultimate challenge.
Well, that wraps it up for the Super Sports Arena special for this year. We'll be back on the 4th of January 2014 with more insights to the Singapore sporting scene. Until then, have a Merry Christmas and a great New Year 2014.